This is the end of April 2024, and we have a really important legal update to discuss with you. So that update, as you may have heard in the news, is that recently the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, which is an agency of the federal government, voted to issue a rule banning most non-compete agreements that have to do with what happens after someone leaves their employment, leaves their job. Now, we've had many calls this week from clients that are like, what do? I do give my employees non-competes. Are these going to hold up? Are these now illegal? What do I do? Hey, this is attorney Sarah Holmes of Holmes Business Law P.C. We are a business and trademark law firm that also offers general counsel subscription services to clients. Okay, first of all, don't panic. If the FTC's rule goes into effect, it doesn't even go into effect for 120 days from when the rule is going to be published in the Federal Register. Now, this is April 25th, so we don't know yet quite when it will be published. It will probably be published soon. And then the rule has 120 days to take effect. So you've got 120 days right now to sit and think about what to do next. If the rule does go into effect, any employer that currently has post-employment non-compete agreements with their employees would have to send a form notice to those employees that those non-competes are now not enforceable. The FTC has some sample language for this, but again, you probably don't want to do this until this rule takes effect. So if you have any question about this, you should absolutely consult your attorney or legal advisor ASAP. So that's the first thing that someone would have to do once this takes effect. The second thing is that employers would no longer be able to ask employees to sign post-employment non-compete agreements. So going from the day that the rule takes effect forward, employers would no longer be able to prevent employees from competing with them after they ended their employments. Okay, so now, again, I'm going to reiterate so strongly, none of that takes effect until 120 days after this rule is published. Why is that important? Because number one, truthfully, in most legal circles, most people do not believe that this rule could ever possibly take effect. Now, there's quite a bit of speculation around that. Why? There's already legal challenges to this rule. It has to really do with whether the FTC even really has legal authority to issue such a rule. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which is just another agency of the federal government, is one of the parties suing the FTC to stop this rule from taking effect. So most legal experts predict that this rule will be stayed pending some of these legal challenges. Stayed meaning it will not take effect while legal challenges are pending. Eventually, most people believe that the rule will be stricken down and that this may be something that, in fact, goes back to the states to decide. So as most employers might know already, on a state-by-state basis, you really have to look at whether non-competes are enforceable in that state or not. So what we're saying to most people right now is taking a watch and wait approach. And again, really consult with your own legal counsel on this issue about what to do. Now, you've heard me say over and over, post-employment non-competes. That's really important to remember, because even if this rule were to stand, this only deals with non-competes after someone leaves employment with you. What does that really mean? That means that if you don't want your employees to compete with you while they're working for you, those are still enforceable. Also, if you have someone sign a non-compete in connection with the purchase of a business, that's a totally different scenario, and that is also likely to still be enforceable. So there's some really important distinctions to be made here in that it's not all non-competes are going to be not enforceable if this rule even does go through. So this is a really important, huge legal update. I think it's one that right now people just read the headlines and they misunderstand, and they think that right now, as of today, and immediately non-competes are illegal or unenforceable. None of that is true. You have to really consult with people and get the nuances behind this. Of course, if you are an employer or you're somebody with a non-compete and you have questions about it, feel free to reach out to our office. We're happy to set up a consultation with you. And our number is 215-482-0285. Thanks.